Hi, my name is Michael Hughes. I work at StepX Stables in Belgium. Before that, when I was in America, I did the equitation and the hunters for about 8 years for most of my junior career. And I think it was one of the most beneficial times doing the equitation and hunters. Uh, it really helped me a lot with keeping a good rhythm and also with line and track. There's so many different classes that you do in the equitation. Also, you do so many rounds. I think also repetition of jumping so many horses and trying to make everything as smooth as possible really helps you in the future. One of the great things I think about doing the equitation was actually the mental aspect of it was the amount of nerves it is when you go into the finals, and it has to be good. You go into the second round and everything has to be perfect. So, we always train a lot in the mornings and weeks up to that, so that anything that they ask from us, you feel quite relaxed going into. One thing I like to try and do when I get a hunter and equitation horse is make sure that they're quite level over the fences and try and make sure that every jump is the same and that they can land both leads. A big thing that we do in America is always have a lesson in the morning to practice a lot of difficult lines and trot jumps, canter into a line, stop, trot out or canter out, and a lot of counter canter, because when you do some of the classes, you never know what they're going to ask, especially when they call you back for the second rounds of some of the medal or in some of the finals. You never really know what they're going to ask, so you have to be prepared for anything, really. I think when you do the equitation and the hunters, you really learn the American system of riding forward, having a light seat, riding quite light. And when you do the hunters, I wouldn't say that it matters so much about the rider's position as long as you don't affect the horse's jump, as long as they can give a nice jump every time. And in the equitation, you're really looking at how the rider looks on the horse and that their upper body stays quite still, that everything stays quite still, actually. To train an equitation horse and a hunter, I would say one of the biggest things is to make sure that they're very even off of both leads, that they can jump the same off of both sides, and especially with an equitation horse, to make sure that they're very rideable and soft in between the fences, so that it's quite easy for the difficult courses to make it look as easy as possible. The difference between the hunters and the equitation is in the equitation, it's mainly judged on the rider, how you look on the horse, how smooth you can go around the course and make everything look as effortless as possible. Whereas in the hunters, you're looking at the horse and how square the horse jumps, trying to keep every jump the same throughout the whole course. It's a little bit similar to the equitation, whereas you want to have a nice rhythm the whole way around. You want to keep it very even, but you're looking at the horse in the hunters and looking at the rider in the equitation.